Alright, what you see here is a Hunter C Air ceiling fan in the Verde finish. So 52-inch ceiling fan I got back at the Fanimation fall trip of 2016. I've been always into these fans ever since I was a kid, especially in the Verde finishes. Probably the Verde finish or the white one's my favorite finish on these. I do like them in the weathered brick finish that they have them in. Well, I think it's in the weathered brick finish. I'm not too sure, but it's something close to it. But yeah, the fan is basically new. That's when I got one of the fan page, but I know on the Facebook groups as Tommy picked it up at Habitat. It was basically brand new, just unboxed and hung up on the display at the Habitat. It even came with the rubber fin that they would have for the canopy, but I'm just not showing it on a video because I'd rather preserve that for when, if I was to install a fan like this outside, I can use it then. But yeah, this fan specifically is from the 52nd week of the year 2001, and that was also the last year that they sold these in the Verde finish. So this is one of the last ones ever to be made in this finish. They still sell the Hunter C Air to this day. However, they don't sell them in the Verde finish no more. They sell them in white and some sort of bronze finish, I think. But yeah, back in the 90s they sold these in Verde, weathered brick, gloss white, and gloss black. Gloss white's obviously the most common one out of all of them, which seems to be the case with almost all 90s Hunter fans, or in general, white seems to be the one that sells the most and such. But yeah, I've seen these quite a bit as a kid in various finishes. I've seen a few of the brick ones over the years, some on displays in the Dominican Republic, and I mean I've shown some of those fans in pictures in the old slideshows I did way back when. And there was one I saw up in North Conway, New Hampshire. But I didn't see it this time when I went up, well, most recently when I went up there with my dad. But just because we didn't stop at the place where they had it. But I'm pretty sure it's still there to this day, unless it got replaced by something else, but I highly doubt it. And I've seen quite a few of the white ones as a kid as well. There was 3 of them at very close friends of my mom's. There was 2 of them in the living room in white that were flush mounted without a light on it. And then in the bedroom there was one with the white, or 4 light on it to be exact, on a long down rod. Those pictures of those fans are shown in the slideshow that I did many years ago. But that friend has since moved to Florida, and then he ended up passing away a few years ago, back in 2017. A little bit after I filmed a video of the white one that I got from Tommy as well. But yeah, I honestly gotta say I really do like these fans in the Verde finish. I think they're really nice looking. I really do wish that Verde lasted a bit longer into the 2000s era, because I just think it's such a cool finish. But yeah, it's definitely a good finish for an outdoor fan, especially. But I wouldn't put it outside, only because I just wouldn't want it to finish to get worn out over time. I mean, it would hold up well, but I'd rather put up like a brick one or something like that. I really do like the Verde finish. I'd rather use it indoors somewhere, or like in a room that's more damp instead of outside and such. Like a small pool room or something like that. Something like that I wouldn't mind using one of these in. But also because these aren't too common in the Verde finish, or just let alone in general, finding them used isn't too common compared to like the Mariner. Because these are like showroom type fans or special orders for Home Depot or Lowe's. They weren't really sold in the stores at Home Depot back in the day, unlike the Mariner. But mean, you've probably seen them at like Ace Hardware, other stores like that, but compared to like other outdoor hunter fans like the Marina and such, or other outdoor fans in general, these aren't as common. Not to say that these are super rare, but the Verde one and the black one especially, those are definitely two more uncommon ones. But yeah, it's in pretty good shape. I mean, it's basically new. I kind of wish that when Tommy got it, they never unboxed it, but it's whatever. It did come with the down rod that it had, but I'm just using it flush mounted just for the video's sake. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and start off on the low speed. If I was to put any light on this, it would be a low profile light of some sort in the Verde finish. I do have a low profile light of some sort that goes to another Verde outdoor fan that I have yet to reveal. But that could probably work on it, as the Verde's almost identical. The only issue is that it mounts from the center of a switch cap, not through the sides like a Hunter one would, or some other ones in general. It doesn't have the option to mount it from the sides, so I would have to drill holes into it just to do that, and I do not want to do that to that light kit, so it's not going to happen. But I always like some sort of outdoor bowl, well, not a bowl hooking light, but like those outdoor type of light kits that you can put on an outdoor fan. And Verde, that's something I do have to put on this. But even without a light kit, I really do like how these fans look. I mean, it definitely would look really cool in an outdoor installation, like in the backyard, on those like pedestal stand thingies that they had from Hunter back in the day. I remember in the Dominican Republic at a hardware store, there was a brick one on one of those stands on display, and just seeing it in person, I always thought it was such a cool thing to see in person. And I do have a picture of that one in one of the old slideshows I did way back in 2013. I don't know, I just can't bring myself to put up a Verde ceiling fan outside. A patina or a bronze one or a brick one, that I have no issue with. It's just Verde, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. As cool as it would look outside. Unless it was something that was pretty common as an outdoor fan, then that's different. Like even like the Verde gazebo. Unless it was the version without the white, that's different, but the one with the white I wouldn't put outside. I do know that the ones that came without a white kit, the Handmade gazebos in Verde, those are a bit more common, but the one that came with the white, that's very, very uncommon. It's actually the first Verde ceiling fan I'm testing down here as well, so it's kind of interesting to see how much the track light that I have behind me, the standing one, really makes the finish stand out a bit more. Makes it look less dark compared to when I tested it in my bedroom back in 2016 when I floor tested it. No, honestly, this is my favorite version of the Verde finish. I know Classic Blanca had their own version, which I do like, but I've always found this version to look a bit more cool than in like the Florentine Verde. Nothing against the other version of the Verde that they sold. Is this style I think looks more natural, I guess, if of some sort of like. Verde will kind of have like a stone look to it and such, and like a greenish rock look to it, and I feel like this looks more natural compared to like the version that Casablanca did. So like this is like something I would definitely put in a sunroom of some sort, like a closed off one. But not directly outside, like on a porch or something like that. Now, a brick one or even a white one I'd consider. I'd consider it more so of a white Hunter Mariner instead of a Sea Air putting outside. Or actually, the bronze Hunter Marine I'd even put outside. Because those I really do like to work off of the whites on them and such. Well, yeah, it's moving a good amount of air on the low speed for what it is. All right, now for medium. It's funny because they did sell these quite a bit in this finish in the 90s as well. I mean, it wasn't like one that they only sold for a short amount of time in the 90s, and Verde, they actually sold it for like throughout the whole entire 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So it's kind of interesting to see how there's certain fans that you tend to see more in the Verde finish from the 90s, but this one being sold throughout the whole entire 90s decade, you don't see that so much in this finish. Whereas like Delta 2s and Verde, those aren't, a lot of people say that they're rare, but in all honesty, they really aren't in the Verde finish. 14 Verde, they're definitely rare. The Verde finish, I want to say that they're rare, they're just more uncommon, but they're definitely not rare and such. But they're definitely sought after, without a question. It's kind of like with the gloss black Delta 2, those aren't rare, but they're definitely uncommon. Because there's a lot of people that I've seen get Verde Delta 2s, so that's why I say that they're not a rare ceiling fan. Well, yeah, I've always felt that the outdoor ceiling fans and Verde finish look really nice. Now, I know I have the downrod for it somewhere in my room. I just don't know where it is specifically. But at some point in the future, I'll definitely test it with downrods, just because I just want to get a video of it up and such. And so I can move on to the next fan I want to test. I just figured I'd just test it the way it was. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite fans from the Hunter that they sold in the 90s. Let's see, and it kind of makes me think of like being in like a swimming pool, like an indoor, like a camping area of some sort, like a closed-in pool and such, like in a building, but and like having it over like a jacuzzi or something like that. I mean, like, I noticed some people that like they have a jacuzzi in the backyard, but they have it like in a screened-in area. I consider doing something like that with this, where like the mist wouldn't really get to it so much. But then again, with like a hot tub, it would still do the same thing, for somewhat. But I mean, they do say that these are outdoor fans. Is this they can hold up well outdoors, but it's more so that there's certain parts on it that can still rust over time, like the pull chains, the screws, and over time that can kind of cause the rest of the metal, even though it's rated for outdoor use, to slowly begin to rust as well, or if it, or not rust, but it can also cause it to get more discolored over time. And with this fan being inverted, I definitely would not want that to happen with it, especially since these aren't too common in this finish compared to the other finishes that you can find these in. Yeah, let me go ahead and move it up to the high speed. I mean, just a nice, it definitely does push nice breeze underneath it, or medium. But now let's see what it does on high. It's been actually quite a while that I've tested a 52-inch spinning motor hunter down here. I'm trying to think. I think the last one I've tested down here was the Stratford, and now it's back towards the fall of last year. I mean, the one before that was the Hunter Embassy. I mean, I definitely do gotta catch up on some of the 52-inch Hunters that I acquired, or the ones I need to retest. I know a lot of people do enjoy seeing videos of them, but there's certain ones that aren't as common, so I definitely will try to retest those as soon as I can, or as soon as I can get to them. I think I just pulled this one back out to redo this one because with summer coming around, or by the time this video goes up, it might already be summer, but it's just something that kind of makes it feel it's a good summer type fan going forward, like, and such. Plus today it's raining out. Oh, it was raining out earlier, so it's kind of a bit moist out. So I figured if I'm gonna put up a fan to test down here, might as well just be something that's outdoor rated, or damp rated more specifically. Yeah. Definitely pushes a good breeze. I mean, it's like those 172 motors from Hunter, so it's not a bad air mover. It's nothing crazy like Casablanca, but it's definitely a good air mover for an outdoor fan. Yeah, it's definitely a good air mover without a question. Back when Hunter's fans, almost all the ones that you can buy from them back then, you wouldn't have to worry about whether it's an actual good air mover or not, whereas nowadays it's kind of the case. You either find some that are sluggish and don't move too much air, or you find some that are actually good air movers, almost as good as their older models. More so that nowadays they kind of make some models that are more budget economy type models, like the stuff they sell at Home Depot. Well, I want to say that because there's some of them I haven't tested from Home Depot. They have some that are at Home Depot, or Home Depot exclusives, that are actually good performance, like the Sure Speed ones and such. But like the Oakhurst too, for example, like those are definitely, they're more economy type models and such. That's as an example. But definitely the more their showroom stuff is what's really the more powerful fans. Same case with back then too, for the most part, with the exception of like the low profile and the passports. And Stratfords, of course, well, not the 5-minute versions. Spindle's not too long on it because the bearings aren't truly broken in, since the fan's practically new still. yeah. So here it is on reverse. All right, now for medium. All right, now for high. Interesting. It's making an interesting sound on reverse on the high speed. The sound that it didn't make while on downdraft. Or something that I can hear more from back here, but not right underneath it. Alright, and that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos to come.